This will probably be the most diverse, varied, strange group of Blu-rays and DVDs I have ever reviewed together. I'm Gina from HauntedFlower.com and HauntedFlowerReviews.com, and these are your titles. Phantom of the Opera at the Royal Albert Hall. Yeah, that's in England. On Blu-ray, a performance of Phantom of the Opera. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, the Friendship Express collection of episodes on DVD. And Storage Wars, Volume 2 from A&E. I told you this was epic, so let's start with Phantom. This is pretty stellar. This is way cooler than watching the movie version that they made a few years back, actually, because you get to see the stage version. The stage version is built in such a way to be so exciting and dramatic and suspenseful, and the movie version spent so much time trying to build extra elements onto it, to give you more time with old version of Raoul in the wheelchair and the graveyard and stuff. Who needs any of that? You don't. This is the story, this is the focus, and this is the music, and it's done epically well. Presented by Cameron Mackintosh, it is the entire stage production. You get to see the audience, and they do some really cool elements to make this production come to life, including having this giant backdrop that is also a digital screen, and they actually project images of the audience clapping on it, or when Christine is looking into the mirror, the Phantom appears behind her, even though there's obviously no one on stage with her. There are just really some cool magical moments brought to you in this production. Costumes are different, they're very colorful, there's some different interpretations of some moments, and the performances are excellent by Phantom, Christine. Raoul looks like the chump that he is. And my mother-in-law came to visit this weekend, and it really was enjoyable for her, and I'm glad. I highly recommend checking this out if you are any kind of fan of Phantom of the Opera, because as well as having the high-def picture and sound and looking fantastic on your screen, after the curtain call, guess who comes out to talk? Andrew Lloyd Webber. Guess who's with him? Sarah Brightman and Michael Crawford. They also bring out the original members of the original cast and production, and they have an encore performance of the song Phantom of the Opera, followed by Music of the Night from 4 of the most famous actors who ever did Phantom. I'm not going to tell you all who it is because you need to find out for yourself. They sound fantastic together, and they sing with Sarah Brightman. My only disappointment is that Michael Crawford does not sing, but everyone else does such a fantastic job. It is engrossing, and you will watch through the entire thing because Sarah Brightman's voice is just hypnotic. Totally check out Phantom on Blu-ray. Next, we've got My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. Oh my gosh, I did not know what to expect watching this. I did watch My Little Ponies when I was a kid, but it was so long ago. I've forgotten the characters and storylines and whatnot. Well, that's okay, because you can definitely pick up fresh with this, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any of the same characters. Freaking adorable. Look how cute these ponies are. They're ridiculously cute. They all have cutesy names, they all have different personalities, and in the first episode, this unicorn has to get off her high horse, so to speak, and go out and make some friends in order to save the princess of all Ponyland or whatever. And that's actually a 2-episode thing to go over that story arc. And of course, that is Friendship is Magic, parts 1 and 2. And it's really great at introducing the characters and setting up the story. And what's also great about it is I don't think this is just for kids, because the humor is there that adults can sit there and watch this and really enjoy it too. It's hilarious. I actually laughed out loud, busted a gut laughing several times watching this show. And you do like the characters. You can't help it. They're freaking cute. All my bronies out there. Fist bump. Along with the 6 episodes, your extras include a sing-along, a feature Meet the Ponies, there's a coloring sheet, and it also includes Yipper Caper, which is the debut episode of a new Pound Puppy series. Very curious about that because I also did watch Pound Puppies and had a few. I'm a child of the 80s! Complete running time is about 2 hours on this, and it was a very enjoyable 2 hours for me. So if you have any kids you want to educate on this, or just relive some nostalgia from your youth, if you're in my age group, you should check this out. And finally, we have Storage Wars Volume 2. I criticized Volume 1 quite a bit because I was really stuck on the whole notion that these people were profiting on the misfortunes of others. You know, these storage lockers were abandoned or foreclosed on or whatever. People stopped making payments and someone had to come in and pick them up. And, you know, after thinking about it, it's not really all about the financial crisis. Sometimes people just forget about this stuff or someone passes away and a lot of it's junk. And what's really funny is that this reality show clearly has some stuff placed in the locker sometimes, because if you've got a locker that just has an old smelly mattress and some clothes in it, and then suddenly there's a rare collection of fill-in-the-blank hidden in the corner somewhere, come on, really? What's fun about this reality guilty pleasure is that the people bidding are very predictable and say some hilarious things. You've got this older guy with funny glasses who always says the weirdest stuff, is really into weird stuff, and he's the collector. He comes in with his money and he will just buy the weirdest stuff, and then he'll go get it, you know, looked at by an expert. Half the time he decides to keep the item just because it's that weird and unique. Then you've got the couple that has a business together. They try to resell items later. They have a store. They're not exactly Pawn Stars. And in fact, they get along not well most of the time. In fact, if he bids on a locker, she criticizes him the rest of the day on his idiocy. If she buys one, he hopes that he can do the same back to her. And so as a married couple, they are so not supportive of each other and created a lot of extra drama that way. In the meantime, these two also create drama with this guy, Dave, who appears to be the most successful guy in the bunch because when he does choose to bid, he usually buys a really good storage locker. It usually has a considerable quantity of stuff in it that could actually be flipped for a considerable profit. He doesn't just take chances and guess. He very rarely loses money. And all the rest of these guys usually lose money. We've got this like white trash, wife beater wearing kind of dude who often ends up not even winning a locker at all because he's outbid by somebody. And when he does, sometimes he's in the hole. Every once in a while he'll find a good one. I'm not saying that they all lose all the time, but they all lose some of the time. You get 2 discs, and that is about 5 hours of watching time. There's no extras. But you do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 episodes for your time. So if this is your guilty pleasure, this will give you some enjoyment and a little bit of knowledge sometimes. My favorite part of the shows is when they actually go consult an expert and find someone who tells them history behind an item, and you'll learn something. But what really cracks me up is the values that these guys give things. They're like, I could probably flip this for $500. Says who? Just says you. You're just saying this based on looking at an item briefly. Yes, you might have considerable business experience in this area, but prices in this field are not set by what they're actually valued at, but by what a customer is willing to pay for them. If you have something that's worth $500, but you can't find a customer, it's worth $0. But nobody ever looks at it that way. It's still a guilty pleasure, still fun to watch. So out of this group, there's actually a lot of good stuff, surprisingly. But I think the most guarantee at you will love this no matter what is if you are a musical fan at all, you should be checking out Phantom on Blu-ray because it is worth seeing. You will see it in a way you've never seen it before. This is as close to being front row center for a fabulous production as you can get, and it's like having that experience in a bottle because you can pick it up and watch it anytime, and in Blu-ray it looks amazing. So thank you for watching my review, and I hope you'll join me next time for more reviews. Bye-bye.
If you like this review, go to my site at hauntedflowerreviews.com. I also have a podcast on iTunes. Please leave me ratings and comments. Also, we have a store, hauntedflower.com, where you can find the best online apparel and accessories from movies, TV shows, anime, and more. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/hauntedflower, and that's where we have all of our contests too, so you can win free stuff. Go to indiemojo.com if you live in Indianapolis, and you can find out how to go to free movies.